Hello everybody. The title of my study is Effect of Coconut Coir and the Outside Temperature and Humidity of a Locally Made Metal Melding Foundry Furnace. I'm Dr. Raymond V. Romero of College of Engineering and Computational Science, Partido State University, Goa, Camarines Sur, Philippines. Metal melting furnace range up to extremely high temperature as they require to melt down various metals. High temperatures can cause severe harm and become a safety hazard. High temperature furnace insulation is thus necessary. Insulation improves the overall performance for it protects workers of heat hazard over time. Coir, which is derived from the coconut has some unique characteristics such as its resistance to seawater, microbial attack, high impact, etc. Its low thermal conductivity or high thermal insulating property makes it suitable for being used as insulators, although its main weakness was that it's easy to decay, but can be solved by applying treatment process. Having low thermal conductivity would lead to the solving problem in simultaneous energy environment and thermal comfort. Coconut coir is cheaper compared to other expensive thermal insulating materials. The general objective of my study is to determine the effect of coconut coir on outside temperature and humidity of mini metal melting foundry furnace when ignited with used lubricant oil as fuel. Specifically, the objectives are to establish a process of building a mini melting furnace insulated with cement and cementous materials and coconut coir content. This describes the technical aspect of the furnace when provided with insulation. Then I investigated the effect on outside temperature and humidity when ignited with used lubricant oil as fuel. The materials and equipment used are old cylindrical tank, the 10 mm diameter reinforced structural bar, 1/4 diameter metal pipe, metal tube, welding rods, and steel epoxy, plastic bottles, plastic controllers, metal stand and plastic hose, coconut coir, hygrometers, used lubricant oil, cement and cementous waterproofing materials. The fabrication procedure and assembly are as follows. It involves cutting of cylindrical tank to form the cylindrical structure of the furnace, cutting and welding of structural bars to form a stand and frame. The burner was provided with small holes and was attached to the metal tube, serving as the exit of the airflow. The airflow was provided by a small fan which is attached to the metal tube. The small fan has a control selector to produce air from either from minimum to maximum velocity. Metal pipe was attached to serve as the passage of used lubricant oil. The metal pipe is attached to the oil plastic container through the plastic hose. The plastic container was mounted vertically, serving as the injector of the oil to the furnace. The injection process using gravitational force so that the oil container is attached to the metal stand and the furnace. Partial coating of coconut coir with cement and cementous waterproofing facilitated the investigation on the effect on temperature between portions that are coated and non-coated with the coconut coir. Used lubrication oil was utilized to fuel the furnace. Two hygrometers were placed 15 centimeters besides the wall of the furnace, one of which is placed within the wall covered with coconut coir while the other is placed on the uncovered area. So in figure 1, you will see there the position of the hygrometers within the furnace. To interpret the humidity for the reading and the hygrometers, if the moisture content is 0 to 35%, it is considered dry. 35 to 65%, it is perfect. 65 to 100% is humid. the process of insulating the mini melting furnace, I presented their figure 2 and figure 3, and we will see the difference between the design structure for melting operation and when the structure was coated with coconut fiber. So the process of attaching the portion of the coconut coir to the metal melting furnace involves the following. With coconut husk as the material, separate the coconut coir from the main bark and then separate more coconut coir to gather substantial coir suited to cover the targeted area of the metal melting foundry furnace, then clean it by removing dust particles. Using scissors, cut the separated coir into smaller lengths to facilitate the pasting of the coir to the metal furnace. Then I mix the coir with the power mix cementous materials, cement and water as the binding materials. Then I install the mixture by pasting it to the identified portion of the metal melting furnace. Then I do the pasting carefully to place the coir in more stable position. Then I let the mixture dry for several days. So how the uh, coconut coir was attached in the metal furnace is shown in figure 4, which show there that procedure of attaching the coconut fiber to the furnace. Then the technical aspect of the melting furnace, insulating the equipment with coconut husk, power mix, and pozzolan cement as binder, provides new features from the originality built mini metal melting foundry furnace. There is an additional thickness of 16.67% to some areas of the wall of the melting foundry furnace, and an additional weight of 8.33%. This implies that the weight contributed by the coconut coir is very minimal. Other technical aspect of the equipment from the original structure does not change. In gathering the data, I presented table 2 showing the effect on outside temperature using used lubricant oil as fuel. I started my observation at 2:05 p.m. And it shows that the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Then the humidity is 75. That is for uh, no cover part of the furnace, while with those with cover, it is 30 degrees Celsius in temperature, while the humidity is 79. And then at 210, the temperature becomes 34 and the humidity is 66 for person with no cover, while for with cover is 32 for temperature and humidity is 74. So it shows there that there is an increase in temperature but decrease in humidity. The air is humid in both areas. At 211, there is an increase in temperature with air in non-covered area, and it is perfect while in covered area is humid. There is an increase in temperature at 212, and the humidity becomes perfect in both areas. At 2:13 p.m., there is an increase in temperature. Humidity is perfect in both areas. At 2:15 p.m., there is an increase in temperature. Humidity is perfect in both areas. At 2:16 p.m., the temperature is so hot that it reaches 108 degrees Celsius. Humidity is perfect in both areas. Then the coconut coir cover started to burn. Now, on figure 5, I show there the graph of time versus temperature. T sub 1 represented the temperature for portion of the furnace with no cover, and violet color is T sub 2, that is for portion with cover. Now, the linear equation for T sub 1 is y equals 14.286x plus 6.5714. If we are going to differentiate that, the equation becomes dy over dx equals 14.286. So that equation is representing the rate of increase of the temperature for every recording. Then the linear T sub 2 equation is y equals 3.9286x plus 26. If we differentiate, the equation will become dy over dx equals 3.9286. So it shows that the increase in temperature for the portion of the furnace which is not covered by the coconut coir is higher as compared to that portion which is covered by the coconut coir. Now for the humidity, I presented there figure 6, the graph of time versus humidity, in which H sub 1 is for the portion of the furnace not covered with coconut coir, while H sub 2 is for portion covered with coconut coir. So the linear equation for H sub 1 is y equals negative 6.5357x plus 79. If we are going to differentiate that, so the equation will become dy over dx equals negative 6.5357. So that equation is representing the rate of decrease of humidity, while in terms of time, that is for the portion not covered with coconut coir. Now for the portion covered with coconut coir, we have the equation y equals negative 5.8241x plus 85.143. So if we are going to differentiate that, that is negative dy over dx equals negative 5.8214, which represents the rate of decrease of the humidity for every recording. So, conclusion, the mini metal furnace was constructed by incorporating an additional element into the apparatus, which was used to investigate the effectiveness of coconut coir in regulating the dispersion of high temperatures beyond the equipment. This involved applying a partial covering of coconut coir with cement and cementous waterproofing to examine the impact on temperature and humidities in areas covered and uncovered by the coir. Coating the mini metal melting furnace with a mixture of coconut husk powder and pozzolan cement introduces new features. Some areas of the furnace walls adjusted to 16.67% increase in thickness and an additional weight of 8.33%. The total weight attributed to the coconut coir remains negligible. Other technical features of the furnace aside from these changes remain unchanged from the original design. During a brief period of burning, using used lubricant oil as fuel in the metal furnace, it was noted that the outside temperature increased more rapidly in areas without coconut coir coverage compared to those covered with a coir. Additionally, humidity displayed a rapider decrease in the uncovered areas within the sections uh, than the sections protected by the coir. However, the coconut coir coating ignited at extreme temperature and perfect humidity in air. The coconut coir as the material used to control the increase of the outside temperature in the furnace but in higher on temperature only, but is not capable to resist the combustion at extremely high condition. Thank you for listening.